Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we're gonna be covering some interesting things like which evolving buildings to pick when the event has come. So I believe it's not a mystery. Over the course of the next few weeks, we're gonna get a new event, which is going to be the Mongol event, just like the last year and just like the previous year. But this time, as well as with Celtic event ongoing, it's always a question which evolving building to pick. So we will go through all of the evolving buildings which exist in the game, except for Hydra Monument, because Hydra Monument is not associated at the moment with any of the events. It was the first event building introduced back in 2021, and therefore it's not assigned to anything, and it's actually quite hard to get it. Long story short, let's go through all of the existing evolving buildings, starting by events. We will just scroll down to the bottom of this list here, which I unlocked in my playthrough over almost 3 years here, and we will start with the Halloween event. Now, Halloween event has two evolving buildings to choose from. The first of which is the Mad Scientist Laboratory, and the other one is the Crypt of the Count. Now, the main difference between them is that the Crypt of the Count provides you with chest, which can give you a certain amount of RP points at a certain percentage. When you level it up higher, of course, the percentage for the higher RP points will be bigger. It also provides you with the chest, which can give you either goods, either barracks fulfillment, either barracks fulfillment by choice or not by choice. So here, as you can see, this building also provides happiness to the buildings surrounding it. The amount is actually okay, especially if you started the game just now. If not, it's still gonna be okay to boost some building on the side whenever you need it. So this is how it looks like when you reach it to level 60. Nothing changes here except for that at first you get a chest which contains a percentage at which you gain certain amount of RP points. But when you level this evolving building further, you will get RP by fact. So if you have, like here it's shown on level 60, you will have plus 11. So that means each day you will get 11 RP points, and that's it. So the main point of this building is just that. You change from chest to static RPs. And of course, you raise the happiness area and bonus it provides on certain levels. Now, if you scroll down on this building, you see it's a little bit bugged. You have this here, which is not working at the moment. No bonus to be gained on this level. Usually, there is always a bonus on this level, so I believe devs just mislooked on this particular level. But over the course, you don't see anything that would tell you that the RPs from the chest will change to the factual RPs that you will be getting, because you see those chests coming up until level, probably it's gonna be like 35 or something, and then they're just gone. So you don't have any RPs here, which means either it switches to this part of RP gaining every day, either it's just stays the same way with the percentages, but the percentages being higher. But since this screen never lies, that means after level 35-ish, you will be starting to get RPs just the amount as it says, and that's it. So our other option here is the Mad Scientist Laboratory, which gives you goods and gives you RP points. On the level 60, you will have plus 13 RP points, but it will take ages to level up to that level. And also you will get goods, which are useless if you're in game. If you started the game, they can be useful, but if you're late game, these are completely useless because you produce tons of them and you don't need them as much. Also gold, but just as I said about the goods, when you reach the end game, you will not need these as much. You will only care about RPs to level up your wonders and other things for the city. Obviously, out of the two, the Mad Scientist and the Crypt of the Count stands superior. Because Crypt of the Count provides you with good amount of RPs. In the Mad Scientist Lab, you will have to spend tons of time and event currency and other stuff just to level it up to get that 13 max, which will be higher than this one at max level. But still, Crypt of the Count outbeats it, because it provides you with the chest and with an RP points, and even if you level it to the max, you will have only 2 RP points less than you would get from Mad Scientist Labs, which actually does not matter as much. Now, between the two, between the Crypt of the Count and the Mad Scientist Lab, of course, Crypt of the Count wins. Because Crypt of the Count not only provides you with RP points, but also with a happiness, area, and amount, which can boost your cultural influence on your buildings so they produce more goods, gold, whatever you need. And also you have a chest of selections, which you don't choose, of course, but still it's a good chest to have as a bonus. And then the Mad Scientist Labs only gives you useless goods, and even if you waste like 5 years or something to boost it to level 60, it will still give you only 13 RP points. So this is kinda useless still, better than its original version. It was revamped, but still. Of course, Crypt of the Count wins in here. Happiness, RPs, and selection chest, very good. So basically, my suggestion is to pick this particular evolving building by the time the Halloween event hits again. Now, the next event we're gonna be talking about is the Winter Veil event. Now, the Winter Veil event comes with the 2 evolving buildings, and first of which is the Winter's Market. Now, Winter's Market is an interesting building because it provides happiness and area of happiness, so you can boost your cultural influence on your buildings around it, which will help you produce more gold, food, or whatever you need. But it also provides workers. Now, workers are essential. Every city needs workers, and as much as possible, and we can never have enough of them. Therefore, workers are really good to have. And in the Winter Market, you can have it at least one of them pretty early. So if we go here, you can see that on level 7, you already get a 1 worker, which is absolutely amazing. And now, despite all the good things said, the production it has is absolute waste, because it only provides you goods of the current era you're in, and by the time you're in that era, you will produce like tons of them by yourself, and you will not need that small extra every day. It's good to have though, but it's nothing really useful by this. So let's take a look on the second building of the Winter Veil event, which is Winter Bakery. Now, the Winter Bakery also provides a worker, which is nice, and it also provides food and current era main production resource. Now, the point here is that even though this Winter Bakery provides you with a worker, and you can get it pretty early also, like level 10, usually you can hit level 10 on any evolving building on any event, it's not a problem, it's very easy to do for free to play, but all the other things about it are just a waste. So you will not need that extra food and extra main resource you're producing, because main resource you're producing, you will be producing from 4 workshops, which means you will produce tons of it, and you will not need as much, and that little extra, especially if your endgame, is just useless. So for the purpose of the worker, if you have space, you can keep it in the city. Workers are very valuable. Like, I have a big city here, so I have space to fit them. But my suggestion, if you go for the Winter Veil event, for the time being, as of now, pick Winter Market, because the Winter Market provides you all the things, workers, but also you can get them earlier, and also you will get happiness, the area of happiness, to boost your production, gold, food, or whatever you need, and you will get those goods, which I still consider useless, current era production goods, but at least you will be getting all 3 of them, and not just your primary production. You will be missing a little bit of boost of that food, but that food boost is irrelevant, you will not feel it anyway. So the point here is the best of 2 is, of course, Winter Market. Winter Market wins the Winter Veil event. The next evolving buildings and the next event we're going to be talking about, it will be the Hercules event, or the Ancient Greek event. I don't know why it was renamed after. Probably because just calling it Hercules event would make a little less sense, but if you call it Ancient Greek event, then these buildings make sense because they're associated with Greece. Now, first evolving building that came out is the Trojan Horse. It's nice to mention here that all of the old evolving buildings, they were updated. so they produce more now and give more. But this is not the case with the Trojan horse. As you see, it's one of my lowest level evolving buildings. It is on level 6 even, I have it. Because what this building does, it just gives you RP by a small amount and main production of the current era and a little bit of food. Even if you max it out, it will take years to do it, but if you do that, you will get 10 RP per day. Now the problem with this evolving buildings, it needs to be updated. Like Mad Scientist Lab was updated, many others were updated, but this one stayed the same. So you would need like millennia of resources just to get that plus 10 RP points in the very end. So it's a too long of a journey to even try to invest in it. The food bonus, it's irrelevant, you will not need it, you will not use it. It's nice to have, but it's nice to have only if the horse is level 60, which ain't gonna happen in the closest a lot of years. So main production of the city current era is just a waste, and I will tell it all the time, it's just a waste, it's just a filler. It needs to be here just to show you that, oh wow, you have like something extra from this evolving building, but it's just a filler, it's nothing else. So, nothing too much to say about the Trojan horse. It looks beautiful, but unfortunately it was not updated, and therefore, at this point in time, it's just a waste. So, when the ancient Greek event will start, of course, my suggestion would be to go for Elysian Field. Why? Because it has a lot in it, and everything in it will be useful. This is actually one of the best evolving buildings that you can have in the game, because first of all, we don't use health boosting wonders because damage is much more important in this game, and usually try to use statue wonders just to get as much of the damage output as they can possibly have there, and therefore you would lack that health. This wonder provides you with a small boost, but still, it's very nice to have, and it's on your infantry. Therefore, this is very, very good. So this wonder provides you with a health boost to the infantry, which is absolutely amazing in this case, because this is not a world wonder, it doesn't take a slot, it's a evolving building, and therefore you can keep it in your city as much as you can for a longer period of time. Also, it has an area providing cultural boost and, of course, the cultural boost itself, which can help surrounding buildings to produce more, which is also good. This building has no fillers, like I call them, like this main city current era production. This building even has a RP production, which is not high, but still it's very nice that this building is providing you with a chest from which you can gain daily a little RP boost. Now, at the moment I'm level 16 here, so I get 2 RP points at 50% chance, 3 at 40% chance, and 5 at 10% chance, which is absolutely amazing. As you see, this is how you make evolving buildings. This building has no fillers, no flaws, it's actually as good as it is. Even though the boost is only 2, 3, 5, 10% on the level 60 for the health, it's still a nice evolving building because all of its boosts are useful and all of its boosts are actually feelable. No matter what you do, if you're fighting, you'll feel that small boost to your infantry because they will live a little bit longer, maybe survive one hit more, and then you will have RPs daily from this building, which is absolutely amazing. And also you can put it somewhere in the middle of your houses, farms, whatever you need when you lack cultural boost, and it will provide for you. So for the ancient Greek event, of course, Elysian Field is the top, it's the best building out of 2. It's actually a very, very good building and very, very underestimated because some people believe it's not so good, but from my opinion, it's very, very good, and if I will have a chance to level it higher, I will do that for these bonuses. Now, I also need to mention that since evolving buildings started to go to level 60, not 40 like before, at certain points of time they switch from chests with RPs to certain amount of RPs. So the maximum RPs you can get from this building would be 8 at the max. But keep in mind that to level evolving buildings to level 60 will take you literally years. So don't think about this as something that will happen tomorrow, because this tomorrow will happen in like maybe 3 years, unless you're spending tons of money on the game. And now let's talk about the ongoing Celtic event. Now, Celtic event has 2 buildings to choose from. First of which, first of introduced, it's a Celtic Block. Now, Celtic Block is a good building to have because Celtic Block provides you with RP chests, and as you figured by the time of now, I believe that the RPs are the most important currency in the game. So here, as you can see, it provides you with RPs daily. Now, the amount might not be high, still, it's very good to have some extra RPs just because. And now also it contains a chest which can give you either gold, either food, either barrack refill, which is absolutely not amazing but good. And then we have our tertiary production from the main city current era. Now this production is a filler as usual, is just a waste, and it's sad actually to see them on these buildings instead of something actually useful, because we know that this is just a filler to make it look bigger. The reward system is actually quite low, but they put something like this to make you think that it's a lot bigger, but it's a waste. First impressions of the Celtic Block, it's okay. I would put it like 6 out of 10 maybe, just because it gives RPs and just because you have a little extra chest, which can make your life easier sometimes. If you get those barrack refills, they save up a lot of time, and also golden food, which will not be relevant in the end game, but will be relevant in the middle or early game. And now the second building is the Druid Grove. Now, Druid Grove is something here that I usually have questions why it was even implemented like this. So what it does on a daily basis, it provides you all of the previous era production goods, which you will not need because you produce tons of more. If you even find a chance, somehow you lack something, you could just buy it off the trade market. So it's a complete waste. It's just a filler. Just skip this part. It's absolutely useless. Okay, we have some extra gold, which is at low amounts, so it's also not really relevant to us, but we have a chest. So this chest might seem interesting, but always keep in mind the percentages and the actual customizations that it provides. You have a chance of getting this chest with just goods of the current era at the low amount as well, which is just a filler, you don't need it. This chest is here just so you don't get these customizations every day. And then you get this Moongate, which increases your production in the city by 3%. So then we get here to the second customization, which is Firefly Tree, which gives you plus 50% to the cultural boost that your moderate culture site provides. So as we can see, both of them are kinda useless, especially in game. Even in the early game, 3% boost, you will not feel it. This is just waste. You can always use something like Tikal, something like Chaos Pyramid early in the game, just to have that little bit more boost, and they provide a lot more. And now here is the 3%, is just, I don't know. I don't really want to comment this. I believe that's as clear as it is. It's too low, it's too useless, it's just not worth it. And then we have this Firefly Tree, which increases the happiness level. Now, if you depend on the customizations to get your culture around your necessary buildings at a good level, then you need to rearrange your city, because in the end game, you just put your cultural buildings accordingly, boost your farms or whatever you need at the particular moment, and that's it, and you never bother again. So I am not dependable on these cultural boosts from customizations to keep my culture up, so this is also just a waste. If these customizations would be any better, it would be a lot better. And also, as you see, you get only 6% chance on level 20. I have a level 20 Druid Grove, so you have only 6% chance on both of them just to get them. So they will drop very rarely, and I tell you, they drop very rarely, and also they're useless. So from these two buildings, of course, the Celtic Block wins. because it gives you RPs, you have a mystery chest which can provide you with something, and we have a filler here. So, but the main point of the Celtic Brock is that you always, on each event, you select out of 2 buildings of this particular event. And when the Celtic event is on, Brock is your top choice here. Thank you all for watching, and a little part about me is that I've been having a hard few months, so I needed some time. I will try to return to YouTube and make some more videos, but at a certain point of time, I will just try to make as much of interesting stuff as I can in the closest time. Thank you for being patient, thank you for those who stayed on my channel, still subscribed here, and I'll see you on my next videos.